Good evening, race fans. Welcome back into another edition of the NSRL. We're back here Monday Night NASCAR. Back to the intermediates, the mile and a half. It's time for Kansas and the Kansas Lottery 300 here tonight for race 10 of 33 in season 6 of NSRL Monday Night NASCAR. Race information is as follows: 2 laps qualifying to set the main event for the 200 lap race. Stage 1 at the conclusion of lap 45, Stage 2 at the conclusion of lap 90, 3 green-white checkers, 5 total tire sets, fuel run right about 60, 58, 64 laps, 0 fast repairs as always for these drivers. Looking like we have 39, 40, 41, 42. We're going to send 4 people home as it stands, as we just got the end of practice. Drivers finishing their final laps, doing solo duty tonight. Art currently not with us. He is asleep or something like that. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and show you the practice results. Spencer Owens at the top of the board. 29.853. Mike McConville, 29.867. Claude Furlan, 29.899. Brandon Muir, Joshua Chrisman round out the top 5. Jared Wishon bringing out the top 10, all the way down to Aaron Mack, 38th quickest, and a couple of guys not practicing. But let's go ahead and get in to qualifying mode here. Got to make the show. Drivers highlighted in red once their times pop up on the board. Mean they have to qualify their way into the race. Don't have any times yet. I think Cameron Chandler's the first one in the 81 machine, potentially. I think it actually might be Jeff Carson. It'll be our first time lap, and I'm wrong again. It's Joshua Crispin. He's got great speed, but he has to race his way in. Cameron Chandler, Keith Black, Jeff Carson. First 4 all have to qualify their way in. Cameron Chandler, a great lap, 30 flat. Claude Furlan in the 43 machine. Does not have to qualify his way in. Chrisman 29.9 on his second lap. Jeff Carson gets within 700ths of a second. On his second lap, Cameron Chandler a 10th back. There's Josh Mertens, a good lap. He has to queue in. Furlan, second lap. Puts him top of the board. 29.914. Nick Hansen, third quickest times coming in hot and heavy. Here's the 64 machine of Blair Kneebone. He has to qualify into tonight's race. On time, Richard Pruitt, Corey Burkert, Steve Herring currently in the danger zone, but there's plenty of cars left to qualify. We had 42, we take 38. We'll send the slowest of those 4 in the red home, based on the current driver's points. Second lap for Kneebone. 11th quickest, that's going to be on the bubble. Steve Herring likes that, as does Ethan Ball and Keith Black. Ideally, the guys in red would like to qualify amongst each other and not have guys that don't even make a lap on owner's points get in, but driver's points, that is. Settle it on track, but some guys will inevitably fall back on their points. Rich Jett, John Wilco, and the likes. Here's the 66 machine of Joseph Madigan. He sent me his number file about 5 minutes ago, and it works, and he has to qualify into tonight's race. As does Jeremy Pienta in the 57 machine. He's attempting to make his first start. Zachary Vaughn back from a 4-race suspension. Dropped him out of the top 30, so he has to qualify into tonight's race. 57. Let's go on board with somebody that has to cue their way into tonight's race. Up by the high line, 1 and 2, looking very loose there, even on the top side of the racetrack. I saw that a lot in the closing stages of practice. Drivers were very loose. Don't have to use a whole lot of brake, just lift the throttle. As soon as you feel like it's ready enough to go, get that turn in, you're right back on the throttle. So he's under the apron on his first lap. Yenta is going to be P23. Now he'll work to the bottom. What he hopes is a faster lap currently than 24th quickest. Would not race if this time holds. Giesbrecht has to race his way in, 1.2 seconds off the pace. Zach Lindgren top of the board, 29.855. Second lap for Yenta. It's going to put him P2. He will race tonight in his debut. Excellent lap. Giesbrecht has to find some improvement here on his second lap in the 39 machine, 26th quickest. And did he not improve? That would send him home. He did improve, but he stayed 26th quickest. Giesbrecht looking like he's out of it. Spencer Owens quickest in practice. Sets out on his out lap. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Here's the 66 machine. Red all over the place. 27th quickest, quicker than Giesbrecht, but will need to bump some other drivers out. Pruitt, Burkert, Kneebone. Kneebone, I believe, on the bubble as it stands. "31 times on the board so far. Second lap for Madigan. It's him 19th quickest. That should be good enough for now. We can see how the final times play out. Here's Matt Mackin. .30.6 on his first lap coming across the line. 22nd quickest. That'll be very close. Vaughn, Kneebone, Burkett, Pruitt. I believe in danger. Owens, Giesbrecht. But Owens looking to improve on his second lap. He's got another shot at it. Quickest in practice, just needs to put this lap together. Mike McConville sets the quickest time. Spencer Owen, 10th quickest. He'll race tonight. Jeremy Brown wrecking loose in the 46 machine. 28th quickest after his first lap. And that one lap, that's all he's got. Brad Peters to P4. McConville on pole by 100th of a second. Brown will race, though, locked in. Yarnell, Walker Thomas, Brandon Muir. So now there's 43, so we're going to send, what is that? 39, 40, 41, 45 home? Yeah, we got to send 5 home now. Depending on the final couple of minutes here. Final 2 minutes in qualifying. Aiden Kirker just left pit lane. Walker Thomas on his first lap. Time to beat a 29.85 from Mike McConville. Walker Thomas has a good shot of doing it. He's on the bottom side of the racetrack on his first lap. Let's see what he can do. Good enough for P15, so I think he's probably got a little bit more speed in it than that. Brandon Muir goes 16th quickest. Aiden Kirker starts his first lap. Yarnell 40th quickest. After his first lap, looks like he almost had a spin out of turn 2 on his first lap, but he will race locked in on points. That's the benefit. Showing up week in and week out. Second lap should be an improvement. Respectable 20th, and we're just waiting on this man. Kirker about to complete his first lap. Walker Thomas improved to P5 from 15th on his second lap. Giesbrecht, Pruitt, Burkert, Kneebone, and Vaughn looking like the go-homers so far. Keep it out the wall. Want that time validated. John Wilco. Ross Brockman just got in the session. Will not have time to set a lap. Kirker right here at the death for us. Can he do something special in the 76? Crosses the line. P18 for Kirker. Pruitt, Burkett, Kneebone, Vaughn, that's 4. And Matt Mackin, I think. And Giesbrecht. So Mackin should be safe. Giesbrecht down to 41st. Giesbrecht, Pruitt, Burkett. We'll wait and see here. Giesbrecht already knows he's out. He has left. Hey, take a look at your official qualifying results. Mike McConville, 29.845. Zach Lindgren, 29.855. 29.856 for Wishon, a thousandth of a second separating second and third. Yeah, Brockman, Jett, Wilco. I know Jett and Wilco are safe. Don't know about Brockman, but I can quickly confirm off the top of my head if he was safe. Ross Brockman is in the seventh position in points. More than safe. So that actually, yeah, that late entry just bumped another driver out of this field at the death. Unfortunate there. Dan Morgan, Richard Pruitt, Corey Burkert, Blair Kneebone, and Zachary Vaughn, as well as Logan Giesbrecht, should be our 6. We had, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that should be our 6. That is qualifying. Nobody else. Yeah, that's it. So a couple of regulars. Kneebone has made multiple appearances as has Burkett. Vaughn returning from a 4-week break. Doesn't make it. That 4-week break ends up knocking him out, and then he DNQs. Richard Pruitt, a regular, does not make the show, as does Giesbrecht. So that shows you the competitiveness of the Monday night series. Couple debuters coming in and taking some spots. And even over the last couple of weeks, Spencer Owens, Joshua Chrisman, taking a look at the rest of the field. Jeremy Pienta, Joseph Madigan have all made limited starts but are in the field here tonight. Got a minute remaining in the session, so let's quickly go through tonight's scrolling grid. Presented by myself. Mike McConville finally back on pole. Zach Lindgren to his outside with the cursed picture of all time. Row number 1. Jared Wishon, a thousandth of a second from the front row next to Brad Peters. Walker Thomas, Jeremy Pienta, P6 in his debut in the 57 machine. Absolutely solid result. Claude Furlan, Joshua Chrisman, row number 4. Couple blue cars there in row number 4. Jackson Sims, Brent Kincott. Round out your top 10 here tonight at Kansas. Gabriel Lafrene, Spencer Owens, row number 6. Lafrene, after last week's race, got himself locked in to the top 30, but didn't need it here tonight. Nick Hansen, Josh Mertens, row number 7. Elliot Henderson, Brandon Muir, right near the middle of this pack, row 8. Jeff Carson, Aiden Kirker, row number 9. We expect Kirker to make some progress through the field, but he'll be right in the thick of it to start. Cameron Chandler, Jordan Smith, row 10, rounding out our top 20 here tonight. Nathan Yarnell, Donovan Boruff, row 11. Keith Black and Aaron Mack, row number 12. Brandon Minto, Ethan Ball, row number 13. Brock Packard, Sylvain Jolie, row number 14. Packard likes to make some charges through the field, as does Jolie. That should be an exciting row to keep our eye on. Joseph Madigan, Steve Herring, round out your top 30. Madigan cues in on his first attempt. Steve Herring, good to see him in the field. Matt Mack and Jeremy Brown, row 16. Brown, your Phoenix winner, starting towards the back of this field. Getting into some of our DNQers now, Gavin Fitzgerald. Zachary Vaughn will not participate in tonight's race. Oh, it reset. How rude, because we switched over. Just ran out of time there. Understandable. It's just me in the booth. We'll try and keep our eye on what is sure to be a lot of action-packed racing here tonight. Copart's getting his well-needed sleep. But we'll welcome some other picks to win, since I don't have anybody else's to go off of but mine. Last week, Jake Miller dominant at Bristol. Just like that, I don't even think we have Jake Miller in the field, so he's not going to go back-to-back. I mean, absolutely dominated Bristol last week. But for my pick to win, give me Claude Furlan, P7 in the 43 machine. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Giesbrecht, Morgan, Pruitt. That's 3. Burkett, 4. Kneebone, 5. Vaughn is 6. We have 37 right now. Ross Brockman, he joined and then disconnected, but he is eligible to race, so that would be highly unfortunate if he just popped into the session, got somebody DQ'd, and then left. That would be lame. But I got Claude Furlan winning it. That's my go-to. Oh, real quickly before we take the green, we don't need to see all that red. It does not matter. We're in the race now. Let's quickly get rid of all that. You should have time to get there. Get on your horse. Beautiful. There we go. And through the Sunoco restart zone, and we are green in Kansas. Pretty even start for the front row, all things considered, and it'll be side by side for the race lead. Conville led lap number 1. Wishin got around, lingering there on the first lap to move into the second position. Joseph Madigan on his debut, +5 in the opening lap and a half, trying to battle there with Brandon Minto. Looks like he'll complete the pass that time by. Moynihan also up 4 spots in the opening couple of laps. There's McConville that leads from Wishin. Jackson Sims, biggest mover inside the top 10, +2, as the top 6 have started to break away just a little bit in the opening laps here. Side by side for 8th behind, that's Kingcott and Chrisman. Furland and Spencer Owens also +2, breaking into the top 10 right at the start here. Also +2, Elliot Henderson +3, Cameron Chandler +5. Moynihan now +7, racing from the back of this field. Looks like Brockman has now decided to join the proceedings, and there we do have all 38. There we go. Not even out of it yet. He's only 4 laps down. We got 2 stage cautions. We'll see where he ends up tonight, but gave everybody else a 4-lap head start. 7 good points. Battles literally through the entire field back here, side by side for 32nd. We said Minto was up battling by Madigan. He has fallen back about 10 spots in the laps since then. 3 wide, nearly exiting 4. Yes. Keith Black. Got a good run, Jordan Smith. On board with Jeff Parsons. That got close with the 66. But everybody nice and tidy so far. 5 laps completed. Convo leads by 2.5 car lengths over Lindgren, who's gotten back by Wishin. He is blinking a little bit. We'll see if that plays a factor in how anything might proceed. But look at this mess. 3 wide further back. Cameron Chandler, Henderson, Lafrene. Lafrene did not get the best bite. He was trying to use that 3rd lane. Don't know that there's that much grip out there yet. Seeing most of this field use the first 2 lanes. They're going to cut the apron legal here below. I know it's a solid yellow, or solid white. It's legal here. Lindgren looking to the outside. So got back by Wishin, lost it on the start. Looking to the outside of McConville. Does start blinking a little bit. From the back bumper of Mike McConville, car length and a half. He's back now, gone again, and everything in between. But he is closing to turn number 1. One more time. Back from Walker Thomas, who's moved up into the podium spots. Lindgren trying to complete the pass. We don't really know where he's at, but at the line, McConville says it was his. But definitely under some pressure here. And I would say he has it if I knew where he was. But he does. That's our first lead change of the night, looking a little bit further back. It's Aiden Kirker, only up +3, but battling for a 4th. Take a look at Moynihan's progress, and it's just been from 34th to 21st, just like that. He's moving up quickly. Car looks like it's wrapping the bottom very well, as is the 66 of Madigan. He's +11, the only 2 to be up double digits so far. So both these guys making a nice impression. There's Lafrene, might have gotten a piece of the wall. Yes, I see a little bit of right rear damage. Madigan on through. comes Yarnell. And he was running that third group, didn't he? Actually, I just think he might have gotten really tight. Thought I saw some damage. It might have just been cosmetic and disappeared again. 29-49, battling for 21st. Teammates battling all the way at the back of the field. Chris Claude, last car on the lead lap. There's Wilco, Herring, and Rich Jett. Backer Motorsports gang kind of buying design, starting at the back and just kind of conserving their stuff for later in the race. Got Wilco a win at Vegas last month. It got Rich Jett on the podium last week, so they're enjoying their best season so far. And they're having a lot of fun doing it. I'm talking to Rich Jett. Madigan, plus 13, so maybe a little bit like an Elliott Henderson type of driver where he says, I just need to figure out my one-lap speed because he's got the good race pace in the opening 13 3/4 laps. This is our Hornet's Nest right here. Take a look at all of this. Warwick Packard here have a good view of this battle. He's loose off too. Jack Stack, Barbecue, and Nathan Yarnell trying to move forward. Lafrene would stop the bleeding at some point, but he's down 8 spots. Oh, on board with Cameron Chandler. Brandon Muir in the outside wall. Got into the back of him. He stayed green, bounced off the fence. It should be pretty big damage for the 71. 71 comes down just a tiny bit, just quite not clear. 71 falls back in line, 26 quickest. We'll see if he's got any car to compete with. Let's just see what this 66 is doing, because it's working for him so far. We'll see if he has any tire left at the end of this stage, but for now, it's working great. Brockman 4 laps down. Would love for nobody to get lapped and go 3 down, then 2 down, and potentially get something out of this race. But right now, behind the 8 ball, 66 just rolling the bottom. Again, at what cost to his tires? Walker Thomas starting to close in a bit for P2. Gripping that third group. Probably a little bit of grip up now if he's going up there. Gets a great run off turn number 2. You can see the speed difference. 67 to the inside. Combo's like, hey, I want to try that. You just gained 2 car lengths down the back straightaway. Where's my run here? They're side by side for second. Lingering out to a second. About half a second ahead of Brad Peters, who's 2 car lengths ahead. Jackson Sims, so top 2 kind of in 3 really kind of doing their own thing, or slowly pulling away from the rest. And then take your pick right here. But who's going to come out here with stage points and everything else? Jeremy Brown plus 9. He about wrecked on turn 2 on his second lap. We'll see what he can do the rest of this evening. And Demir limped down to 26, now down to 31st. And we'll just try and limp to the stage here and get some of that damage worked on in that 71 machine. Plus 9, he can ball to his outside right there. Or Smith right in front. And there's Moynihan in the top 20. He's plus 15. Madigan continuing the charge. He's plus 18. Challenging Claude Furlan for the top 10 and stage points. After 21 laps, not a bad way to start your debut. Take a look at this. 29th to 11th. Side by side in front of them. Aiden Kirker's now started his climb. There's Joshua Chrisman as well. Kirker up 10 spots as we thought he would do. Dole, Cameron Chandler, Spencer Owens, LaFrenne Moynihan right here. Where do you go? Packard Smith right behind here. Jeremy Brown has cleared the Battle of Mertens, and Ethan Ball for the time being. He'll try and get up there to this next grouping. Meter now down to 30 seconds. Let's take a look here and see if we can see definite right front damage here at the intermediate. That's a killer. Go all the way back to Chris Claude. 14 seconds behind the leader, so not on pace to get lapped, which is good news for any Ross Brockman fans. Conville was under pressure from Walker Thomas, has opened that back up to about 6 car lengths instead of 2 now, but here is the pressure. Jared Wishing and Jackson Sims, 17, applying the pressure. After getting passed on the last lap, but he is not going away. Trying to get that run off the top side. Closing it to within a car length. Thomas gets loose out of the turn number 2, falls back a bit. Making this a 3-way fight for the podium. And this continues to be a mess, but a good mess because minimal chaos. I'm sure Brandon Mears says he'll disagree with that. Now down to 34th, but still running. Knows he's got decent speed at least to start. Was right in this battle. I mean, this battle goes all the way up to 15th, and then another second and a half up to P10. So just got to work your way through this mess as the night progresses. Packard in the fence there a little bit. He's still in the fence. Going to lose 2 spots there. And here comes Sylvain Joly. Should have the run with Ethan Ball. Loses a handful of spots right there. Harmless in the grand scheme of things. He hit it pretty square. Completely ruined his arrow. And he's fighting back here on the top. Back by the 96 actually. But he might have caught a piece of the wall there again. 96 will drive it in deep. Big pass for 25th. Madigan, we saw him get around Claude Furlan. That was for 10th. Furlan now coming at Brad Peters, trying to get back into the stage. They have a second on Elliott Henderson and Nathan Yarnell. 17 laps to go once Lindgren crosses the line. McConville a second and a half back. And who was that 1 lap down? That is Brockman. Just because he was off sequence coming out of the pits, so he does inevitably get lapped because he started 4 and it was like 3/4 lap down essentially. But it's just him still, so we get back to 4 and. But we're staying clean tonight so far, so I don't know if we got 4 cautions in us yet, but normally we break for the stage. We have normally 1 chaotic stage, 1 stage that's pretty clean, so we'll see if stage 2 ends up being a little bit hectic. Got to turn on the alerts, so we'll go through the DNQ drivers one more time. the battle for 18th rages on. 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st right here, Jeff Parsons. Completes the pass there around Yarnell. Will set off after Brad Peters. Claude Furlan to second up the road. 15 laps to go. Now 14 in stage number 1. Mike McConville from pole led the opening 9 laps. Lindgren has led since then. Oh, into the wall for 99 of Nick Hansen. That was pretty big contact. Just misjudged his entry into 1. Cameron Chandler goes on by. Daniel Moynihan nearly got hooked there. Everybody. And that's what it's all about. Really. Kincott and Kirk are going at it. Crispin and Madigan right behind this fight. Impressive from the 66 that he has not fallen off a cliff with his tire wear. Passing 20 cars is no easy feat. I don't care where it's at. But especially at a mile and a half where you think, oh, he's just short run hero. Definitely loose there, so doesn't have a whole lot left. But maintaining with just 12 laps to go. 2 seconds ahead of Furlan, so looking good for some stage points. Can see really up there. That's McConville, 2 seconds up the road, so he's in sight of second place. Doing an excellent job. Battle for second has reignited, this time with a different driver. This time it's Jackson Sims. Gotten by Walker Thomas. As the battle, I mean, the top 20 battle's been there the whole night. It's starting to trend a little bit towards the top 10. You see all these cars right here. Madigan has caught Crispin. Trying to catch the back of Kirker, who's caught the back of his teammate, Walker Thomas. There's Jared Wishon right there. Sims has completed the pass for second. McConville fighting back towards the outside. 26 shuts the door on him. Just trying to stay out of the way, get one of his laps back for free. As, yeah, it's only 19 seconds, so even in the whole run, nobody's, unless they have an incident, is going to get lapped on pace, so. Madigan looking to the inside, all the way down nearly to the grass. Crispin forces him down there, lets him back up. Only the last couple of laps has he been stuck, but he's having to catch up. You know, the top 10 kind of left 15th on 20th on back a little bit there, so got to P9, was there for a handful of laps, just got by Crispin. Right there, P8 from 29th. And Moynihan, similar chart, started even further back in this field. Still battling away. There's Yarnell on the high side. 55 loose there through 2. We got a car spun down to the inside. That'll be Ross Brockman. Night gone from bad to worse for the 80 machine. No caution. He was so far off track. Let's take a look here at what happened. Let's see if a caution comes out, though, when he rejoins. Let's keep our eyes on it. Off track on... Now he's underneath the apron. See what he elects to do here. He's just going to gather it back up. Let's take a quick look at what happened. No, he just hits the fence right in front of Madigan, and there's nothing the 66 could have done about that. That's highly unlucky. So all that hard work getting by Chrisman undone. Tiny bit of damage there, I would imagine. '57 machine, kind of the opposite problem, right? He qualified excellent. Qualified in the 6th position. And held it for about 10 laps, but he's kind of gone backwards from that. But can't really, it's just telling the story of the race. But he did qualify on his debut with some very good drivers around him. So, free wide down the back. 40 or 05, Brad Peters says, you know what, I've seen enough there. We're not fighting for stage points. It's a spot or two. Still a long way to go in this race. It looks to be a sold-out crowd here in Kansas. Battles in the top 10 have calmed down for the moment. But Madigan has gone back up to Chrisman, as I say that. So does he have one of the best cars? I will see. He'll restart inside the top 10 for stage 2. Look at the run here. Absolutely incredible. Battling all the way back down here for 27th. There's Ethan Ball. There's Aaron Mack. There's Spencer Owens. Brandon Muir has fallen back to 37th. Still comfortably on the lead lap with that damage. And he'll get a decent amount of time to fix it. Are we nearly 4 wide? Oh my goodness. This might not be good on the rejoin. There's a point ahead. It's all going to... Holy smokes. How nobody died there, I don't know. That's insane. One hand with slight right rear damage, it looks like. These guys are going crazy. Here's Madigan. I mean, this has got to be one of the best cars in the field. Just missed on qualifying, but, I mean, has absolutely just gone forward from the drop of the green flag. McConville trying to hold off. White flag in stage 1. Here's Kingcott. Have a good look at everything. Down the back straightaway. McConville's going to get a run. Kingcott got tight on the bottom. McConville back to 4th. Lindgren comfortable out in front. But what a move there from Kirker. Will take it in the final corner. Lindgren crosses the line. Yellow is out. Good move there to secure P4, Aiden Kirker. Lindgren, though, let's take a look here. I mean, he's led pretty much from lap 10. Low of P37 because that was when his internet freaked out. Ross Brockman jumps to pit road. He's got a meatball flag. That's what it said. RPMs don't look too good, does it? Oh, and his motor blew. Well, you gotta call a spade, but like, yeah. You hate it for him, right? You hate someone to come out here and, not have a good time. But, like, he popped in with, like, 30 seconds. Got someone DNQ'd, missed the start of the race. And then spun out, hit the inside wall, and the motor's blown. And that's the night over. So, that's tough. And fuel for everybody because it's gone caution free, so no need to get off sequence here. Jackson Sims, maybe, but I think Lindgren steals it. And a host of others. Brandon Muir has survived. He'll get to work on that car. On that right front specifically. And you hate it too, because he was limping around, like, trying to just get to the stage, get the lucky dog, start fixing that damage, and it just let go. So there was something in that car that's just, you know, it's like, oh, limping around. Even if he's trying to putter back around, the engine was just going to go. So if it wasn't sooner, it would be later, but just a tough night for the 80. He'll get a point for his troubles, I suppose. If you're looking at any sort of, you know, glass half full, you get 1 point as opposed to 0 had you not made it home in time. I realize every time he blinks back in, it'll say there's a pass for the lead. I'm surprised that iRacing hasn't kind of said, hey, fix it. Like, I don't even want to put the camera on him because he'll disappear. I wonder what the other guys are saying. If you watch him lead 30-something laps in stage one, it's like, hey, it's internet. Hey, let's get him out of here. So, I'm sure somebody has said something about it. Like, hey, 85, you're bleeding. He's like, I know. Here we go for stage 2. Back underway. Yellow, the night is out. A little bit of something going on at the back here. What was it? Saw some smoke up there. Further up than this. Who am I missing? Way up further than this. Oh man. So it was quick, but it was deadly for Jeff Carson. Off into 3 here, loose on the entry. Brown's up in the fence. Jeremy Pienta just gets in the back of him. He's trying to think, oh, he's moving down and move to the high side. 9's just not out of the way. No room there for the 57. Gets him in the right rear. He clips the 46, and that's big damage on both side tires there. 57 up into the wall a tad bit there, but that could be night done for Jeff Carson with that damage. Steering does not look good. See here, he's actually moving it. Next time, turn there to the left. Yeah, that's big steering problems for Jeff Carson. Jeremy Brown, big left rear damage. Brandon Muir will get your lucky dong. He'll get more damage fixed. So when, you know, Jeff Carson's now, for all intensive purposes, out of this race, Brandon Muir is going to get more damage fixed, get back on the lead lap, and he'll be back in this race. So stage 2 by default is the chaos stage because it had a caution. And Mir will come in. Still got right front damage to work on. Carson will have, unfortunately, a lengthy stay. As you can see, heavier right front damage. And Mir hasn't even got all of his fixed yet. Jeremy Brown left rear damage. They've fixed most of it, if not all. Peter will come by. Brown, Mir, Lafrene will leave. Jeff Carson and Ross and Brockman will not, both with near terminal damage. In fact, Brockman's is terminal. Carson's, he'll get back out there, but he'll be so many laps down he might call it. But quarter of a way through this race, and it has been Zach Lindgren and a tiny bit of Mike McConville. We'll see what any one of these, the 17, 67, 76 could do now that they're kind of up here. I'm curious on what the 66 could do, because clearly he's got a fast car, but now he's up here with some of the fastest drivers in the series, and it's still his debut, so worked his way up through the top 20. What does he have for the top 10 and potentially top 5 and maybe even the leaders? And that is like almost, if you've seen... Oh, big problems. Nearly. Huge checkup. 66 was involved. That's my fault for talking about it. 43 shot out of a cannon, but that's because the yellow came back out. So 26, it's never easy being the guy on the outside. Leader is gone. He has no idea when he's going to launch. And the guys behind are like, well, we're at the end of the restart zone. We're going to go. And then I think to make matters worse, the 26 does not get through the gears. Like he... Yeah, he misses a shift here, goes right to 4th. Way too early. And it just kills the acceleration. And nearly causes a huge one. Take a look here. So, yeah, I mean, he'd already gotten left at the start. That one wasn't his fault. Whether he knocked it into 4th or a mechanical failure. Does not get going right there. And everybody else just checks at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with iRace control, I think they all got a 4X and it popped the caution. But if you've ever seen Wreck-It Ralph, you've seen Penelope Von Schweetz, the glitch, and it helped the 85 there on that restart because he blinked out. Poor Jackson Sims had no idea where he was going, when he was going to go, and he went as he was blinked, so it kind of worked there for him. Lafrene had some damage he wanted to work on. He put himself a lap down, but Jeff Carson has called it quits. Ross Brockman, they're still working. There's now one free spot for Brockman. Should be going back to green this time by Conville through to 2nd. Sims did not get going so well. Frene just mistimed it a little bit. He came out even with the pace car, but not good enough. lap down. I'll have to drop to the tail end of the field, obviously. But is the only car 1 lap down. And we're back on the lead lap, catching the field. Still trying to work on that damage with the 71 machine. Taking a look at... It's a little better. You can still definitely tell. Has gotten, he's had 2 chances to come down. So at least got a minute of it fixed, I'm sure. Let's just leave it on McConville there for a bit. And let's go CW style a little bit here, just for the fun of it. Green flag back in the air. Conville right there. Jackson Sims, though, pushing down the back straightaway. It seems Madigan was 3 wide. There's Crispin, Henderson, Kincott, and Furland all in the mix. Cameron Chandler up there in that 3rd groove. Brad Peters back up inside the top 15 now. Loose there on the exit. Still got a decent run to the outside of Furland, just about. Side by side for second as Lindgren starts to check out a little bit. Furland got to the inside of Kincott, it seemed, just ahead of this. Conville clear for second. It's like the 67 or the 43 might have hit the wall a little bit. 82.03. And the 81 kind of moved down there out of 2, but side by side now. The battle for 7th. 8th, excuse me. Chandler looking to the inside. Henderson way up top. The only one in that 3rd lane in 3 and 4. Trying to get him a run down the front stretch. Now looking back to the inside, so it switches a little bit. Play around with this a little bit. See what it's like at the top of the screen. That a tiny bit better. Let me know your thoughts. What you prefer, kicker, tower, something else that we don't have. Let us know. Top 2, top 3 have checked out. With that, Mike McConville back to the race lead. 1st and 2nd, your only 2 leaders tonight. Top 3 gone. Probably for a good reason. Look at this mess behind. To the outside. Madigan is through to 4th, so he's still doing it. Plus 25 on the night for Joseph Madigan. Just look at the mess behind him. 1.5 seconds back to the 20th place. Separates 4th from 20th. Sims to the inside of Lindgren. So Lindgren falling back just a bit. And take your pick on who we should follow here. Josh Mertens 3 wide middle seems like a good place to be. Fitzgerald blocking the 99 of Hansen. Oh, Yarnell got a shot from Packard into turn 3. Who might have gotten a shot from Moynihan, who might have gotten a shot from Minto. 3 wide into 1. Nearly 4. This is excellent racing. Further back, all the way down to 28. If you're Jeremy Pienta, you qualified 6th. You're like, hey, I can still see 6 from where I'm at just about. I'll just maybe take it a little easy here. Because this is mass chaos. But it's so good. Top 3 are just in their own league. And we'll see. Madigan, he wasn't able to get away. He's right back into it. Crispin, they've had some great battles tonight. And that is Yarnell shipped down to the inside, cutting some grass. Uh-oh. This could be... Okay. I'm going to say he's got half on, half off the pavement. It could snap on him when he gets back onto the pavement. He holds on to it. He'll lose a ton of time down to 29th. He was 18th, so 11 spots there, actually. He was 16th. Take a look at what happened. Are now leading this group. Here comes Josh Mertens. He is outside. And they just come together a little bit there, and that sends Yarnell packing. Aiden Kirker says he wants to be the one to lead this group. It was Madigan. Crispin wanted a shot at it. Now Kirker says it's my turn. Way up the hill. 66 got a little bit of rear end damage there, potentially from Crispin. Not sure, though. Does have damage to the back of that 66 now. We'll go back to the original full-size leaderboard now. Kirker has made that pass for 4th. Seriously, just take the pick. In this group here, Chris Pond, Brandon Muir, Rich Jett all going at it. Battles for pretty much every position on this racetrack. Except maybe Nathan Yarnell. That's about it. Everyone else within a second of something. Minus the top 3. But, look at Henderson. Oh, he got a piece of the wall there. As did Sylvain Joly. Brown through, Packard through. And Mac trying to get there. Top 3, I mean, they have just got the right stuff for stage 2, coming to 17 to go. Congo leads by 2.5 seconds, 2 seconds from 3rd to this massive group, as Kirker has finally broken away. Madigan starting to do the same, as is Chrisman, but Chandler on back. No thanks, you're not going anywhere. Fitzgerald with a slide out of 4th. Wishing will go on by. Here comes Furland and Jordan Smith. trying to take advantage. Look at the 82 up there. He is all the way up by the wall. Last lap. As King caught in the fence. 1, 2, and 3. No surprise there. Actually, last lap. How about that? Look at that. It's switching a little bit. Jolie. Hacker got a little bit of speed, so it bounced around a little bit. Pass for the race lead. Sims to the inside of McConville. Got a great run off, too. And clear before he got down to turn 3. McConville nearly in the fence there. Best lap overall tonight goes to Zach Lindgren. No surprise there. 30:42. Leader of the race does not have the fastest top 5 time, but leading the race and pulling away with 15 to go in stage 2. Jeremy Brown, I think, just needs track position, but hard to come by when you're in this. Five-lap average. This one not really a huge surprise. There's Sims. More like it. Kirker, Madigan closing in a little bit as the leaders battled. Claude actually had a respectable 5-lap average there, just taking care of the stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Matt Mackin in the 5-lap average calculation. Things slowly start to spread out the longer we go into this run. And the one caution in stage 2, Jeff Carson being the big loser in that, out of this race, second retirement. Ross Brockman has an engine change to complete. Technically off, but maybe trying to steal a point. Jolie into the fence. Packard, nowhere to go. 5 was to his inside, so Packard had no choice but to shove him down the back straightaway. Spot in stage 2 points currently as it runs. Gavin Fitzgerald with Furland all over the back bumper there. Something happened to John Wilkie because he was way further back. He's actually in danger of going a lap down. Should be the only one. But that would kill Lafrene's race in the short term if we were to not get another caution. He was comfortably with his teammates that are 20 seconds up the road, so something has happened. Don't see any damage though, but Lafrene might not be aware of that, but would be confused when the lucky dog is not his. Yapped out about up to half a second now. Lindgren back by McConville, so now it's Jackson Sims' turn at the front of this field, just to kind of pace to see if he can maintain. As we have a whole bunch of different packs going at it, different battles here. And I wonder, does King not take a look at what happened to him over the last couple of laps? One lap really messed up in stage 2 there. As he nearly gets into Brad Peters there. to the original point. I wonder what the strategy looks like. For these guys. I mean, you got so many different packs. If you're willing to throw some big adjustments at it, you just realize this is kind of where we're at. Big slide from Jeremy Brown there. Aiden Kirker now has picked off McLean. Well, he's 1.3 back. Don't count out 76 ever. Great speed on the long run. Coming to 5 to go in the stage. Great runoff too. It gets it right back. Potentially temporary. Into the dusk hours here at Kansas. Still in Kansas. Madigan closing in. Crispin right there. We have a caution. What happened there? Am I crazy? No, lap 90, so this will put us very close to the end of the stage. So this will throw some strategy into it. Is it Aaron Mack? He was higher than 34th last time I remember. Yes! With Yarnell. Coming up. Oh! Not Aaron Mack's fault, but... Oh! 96 was like, I'm not going to get hit here. Just kind of bounces off the wall and goes and gets him. I imagine this brings in not everybody, about half and half. So here's your first strategy call of the race. Ooh. Hang on there. No need to freak out. No need to freak out. Okay, understood. Don't ever do whatever that was again. So, is that going to take us to the stage? No. So, Madigan going to be the first one on fresh tires. He'll have to, just absolutely go. Let's see here. This should be the one to go. It'd be 88 laps completed. They need 2. They have 2 laps to hold on. Look right here for Joseph Madigan. Gonna be on the inside. Chris Claude has stayed out. Steve Herring has stayed out. Still got that rear end damage, though. Let's see if anybody spins the tires here on this restart. Going to be a 2-lap sprint to the finish of stage 2 here. Jackson Sims, the control car. Good enough launch. Not for the outside, and we'll see here who's going to lead him through on the new tires. Look at this mess. 66 going to be boxed in. And that shows he closed off the 17. He knew he had to go to the outside, and it's chaos. All he's got to do is just hold it steady. Look at the speed he's going to have. He can move anywhere he needs to go. He'll have one lap at it. Moynihan loose. 67 with a big move. Puts himself in the grass. Side by side for the stage win. Madigan closing. 7/10 back, 6/10 back. Boxed in by the 43. I was going to give him a shot. Here comes Wishin. Right up the middle. There's Fitzgerald. There goes the 66. Off the nose of Cameron Chandler. Caution is out. Lindgren wins both stages, I think. They couldn't keep it clean. 2 laps, they couldn't hold it. That is the stage. Gets into him. 17 sees it, goes to the middle. 69's right there. They make contact. 69 out of control. 69 in the 81. 81 gets left side damage as well. 81's probably the big loser from that. Let's see who it was at the time of caution. Ah, that's Sims all day. Easy. They were going to have a shot at it. Wishin was going to get up to that top 3. So not a huge. I mean, they only have 2 laps on the tires, so Wishin will inherit the lead of this race. A handful of others will come down. John Whitco got the lucky dog on that last caution. LaFrenne gets it this time. 36 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Carson out. Ross Brockman, they're still trying to fix the entire engine, but we'll see what happens. Looks like it'll be 13 cars that pitted at the end of stage 2, but not on the end of stage 2. So Sims will win the race out, but he'll restart 14th, so a bit of a switch there. No more guaranteed cautions to the end. 109 laps remaining. 36 cars in this race. Very impressive. Should get the 1 to go this time by. Lights are off on the pace car. Curious what 2-lap difference will make, and what Jackson Sims, how they feel himself and Lindgren, what they need to do. Incott and Chrisman actually beat Lindgren out, and there's McConville in 17th, so we'll see how it ends up. Still over half this race to go, though. See what the 17 can do with the clean air. 107 to go. We get the green flag to start stage number 3. Pace car is off. Jared Wish in the control car. And we are back underway. Good launch there for the 17. That'll bring his teammate right through with him to P2. Look at Jackson Sims. Let's see what he'll do. Oh, right up through the middle. There's 2 spots in the first corner. And he's bringing Zach Lindgren right with him. Here comes McConville. There goes Chrisman. That's not going to work. Oh, my goodness, Matt Mackin. I don't know how he didn't die there. Thought he was going to get knocked into the outside wall, bounce off of it, and just absolutely destroy the 87 to Keith Black. Yarnell in the fence. He keeps it relatively clean. Here comes the 67. Teammates 1 and 2 at the front of this field. Matt Mackin, I think I jinxed it really, really bad there. I did. I said, I didn't know how he didn't hit the fence, and then sure enough, literally the very next corner, rather than him hitting Keith Black hits him. Meatball flag, night over. I am so sorry. That's 100% my fault. I mean, I know Keith Black hit him, but the commentator's curse is the whole reason that just started. That's might be the worst one I've ever done. Furland into McConville. Furland trying to save it. He does. Furland back to 19th. McConville hasn't really made an impression. He's 16th. Cincy both on the new tire. Jackson Sims up 4. Further to P7, so 85 is right back up there. Nick Hansen giving him a shove down the back straightaway. Thomas, while we were seeing that, did get around his teammate for P1. Here comes Brock Packard. He's normally got a large contingent of fans cheering him on. He's up there in a podium spot, challenging for P2 on Jared Wishin. Gordon Smith, P4, and Brad Peters. Kind of a crazy first 2 stages, but the strategy's got him back up to 5th. Track position just so important that you don't have to burn up your stuff. Don't have to use those fresh tires to get around guys you normally wouldn't be racing with. I'm going to fight extra hard. That's the problem Jackson Sims, Mike McConville, others are having. McConville fastest personal best for him last lap, just about. Even in traffic. Pienta mixing it up with one of your championship leaders in Kirker right there. Guy making his first start. Guy leading the championship. 3 wide. There's McConville. Top 3 in the championship. Big shout out, Rhett. Big shout out. Love you and miss you, bud. Maybe Brown right in the mix. Spencer Owens trying to cut down in front of Brandon Minto. Furland back down to 22nd after that run-in with McConville. I mean, it doesn't matter how fast or slow you might be. There's going to be somebody you're racing with all the way to the back of the field. They're racing for 34th position, which is just, I mean, that's cool. Listen, that's fantastic. Oh, Minto through the middle. 43 throttles up on the bottom. He gets the 2 for 1. Nicely done for the 43. If he can hold it, he does. John Wilke was a lap down about 30 laps ago. He's inside the top 25 now. Back up front, Packard to P2. 2/10 behind the race leader, Walker Thomas. Packard, take a look at his timeline chart. Plus 25. Strategy, definitely a big boost. We'll see if he can have some staying power on this long run, though, because Lindgren's back to P5. Has dominated links of this race. Batterjee, the only reason he's not inside the top 3. He's about 2 seconds back. Look at the fact that they've only had 2 cautions is a testament to how good these guys are. Look at this. Don't hit the wall and instantly ruin it for me. Nobody hit the wall and wreck somebody. Oh, you hit the wall, you didn't hit anybody else, though. It's all right. We're good. And these guys are putting on a clinic tonight. On the wall further back, it is Cameron Chandler. He's trying to cut down and get to below the apron. No yellow. Does he get any help? No, he just carries way too much speed into turn 1. He just rides the fence. Fortunate for him, he had worked all the way up to as high as 7th right before our last caution, and just like that, now essentially staring a 35th place finish in the face. Just misjudged turn 1 there. It's like we're running a super speedway. They're just 2x2 lined up for rows. I'm blown away by that. That's awesome. This is what, 20-something laps after they bolted on a set of tires too, so it's not like it's lap 1 of a restart. They've had a couple of laps to try and sort themselves out, unable to do so. This many cars, let's just crank it up. I mean, this is simply phenomenal. The race these guys are putting on. Out front, Walker Thomas stretching his legs to about 9/10 of a second. Packard half a second ahead of Lindgren. Back onto the podium, Jordan Smith has gotten around Jared Wishon. Kirker and McConville also trying to get back. They lost out on the end of stage 2 sequence. It looks like he'll get by Peters here. Wilco up into the top 20. Madigan lost out at the end of stage 2 big time. Wrecked coming to the white in stage 2 and has been trying to get back up there. We're all the way down to 36. Trying to break the top 20 again. Conville on through on Peters. Here's Jeremy Brown, who's had a solid night, recovering after not getting his second lap in qualifying. Ultimately, if you're a fan of Jeremy Brown, you're a bit concerned. He gains all this time, has a pit stop, loses it all. Needs some more pits, loses it all. Maybe we have to make another pit stop. Like, ah, please don't. He's done so well to get up here. Moynihan, solid night, plus 20. Jolie up 9 spots, looking for more. Madigan just beat up on the right side, beat up on the back bumper. 57 in his debut, kind of the opposite effect. Started 6th, got up to 5th in the opening stages, and just kind of been... This car doesn't really seem to work on the longer runs, as he battles here with Aaron Mack for 29th. Gerald right there, Claude Furland right there. $86 laps to go. Everyone pitted at lap 91. He goes 60 laps. It'll be super close. He should make it though. It's not required. There's 69 hit the apron. He'll wash up the hill. Does have a bit of a run. Wilco taking a peek here to the inside of the 08. It's like he's half a car ahead. Fighting back there with a good run on the high side. Yarnell closing in as they battle. Wishing has gotten to Brock Packard and bringing Jordan Smith with him. Packard, if you look at the timeline of his race, started all the way back in 27th, fell back to 31st in the initial laps, and has made slow progress, but really is about a 20th place car. Has used the strategy here to jump a handful of positions. Ran in the runner-up spot for a handful of laps. But he's got 5 seconds on 20th right now. So I mean, this is going to be a net gain for him no matter what. He's still up here battling. He's doing a nice job holding on to this. Strategy got him up here. He's got some clean air on that nose. And that'll make almost any car feel better, drive better. 18 cars surrounding him. Sun continues to set. Entire track in the shade. That'll change this track again, give it some more grip, change the handling of these race cars. We'll see who breaks away here late. Walker Thomas, your race leader, by 0.7 of a second. You would say it's obviously Zach Lincoln, the dominant car of the evening. He's still closing in there. So it's still his to lose, I would say. Right up here, he's got a couple lap pressure tires in your race leader. Take a look at when everyone last pitted. Because we have a yellow. Hold everything. Forget everything I just said. 71 again. Oh, and that one will kill it. Aaron Mack up in the fence, comes down, clips him right front in the fence. A lot of problems with that right front, both of which not his fault. A hard race for the 71, but he'll get what he can fixed. Let's take a look on board, see how he's still got some steering in it, so RPMs look good, but aerodynamics will be a mess. Everybody's in, as they should be. Now I think is when you'll see some guys want to make an adjustment here. You know you only got 80 laps to go. Looks like Walker Thomas, Jared Wishing, Lindgren, and then everybody else. Quad, Steve Herring there in the 98. Here comes Lafrene. He's had an up and down night for sure. And then Brandon Muir and Madigan definitely have had an interesting night. We get ready for the restart here. We'll see if Muir even wants to get out of his box or if he's just going to eat the lap down. It looks like he'll just take the lap down with that heavy right front damage. So he's now a lap down. We'll see if he gets back out there. Walker Thomas, your race leader, is the number 67 machine. Still got to stop one more time. Most everybody has made 3 pit stops for tires. We had 5. 1 starter, 4 in the pits. Most everybody has 1 set left. Should have 1 set left. The strategy wasn't too crazy tonight. Brandon Muir did get back going. He's the only car 1 lap down, rooting for a quick caution. And at this point, he'd be happy with the top 25. Great launch for the 67. 85 did not get going as well as I thought he would there. Wishing should be cleared down to second. Yes. It's 1 and 2 again. That's big. Get later into this race because the 17 is just not going to roll over here, even though the 85 has been faster most of the night. Play a little defense here for his teammate. It helps that look right behind the 85. There's a 76, another team member of Walker Thomas and Jared Wishing. So it's a 3v1 right now. They have the numbers. Obviously now, we're in the final stage. 77 to go. The patience is going to wear thinner and thinner. We see all these cars bunched up. And it's going to be like, well, I think I'm good. I think I'm in front of them. I'll just, act like I am. And if I put the guy in the fence, oh, well, that's hate for him. Patience is going to wear thin. You're stuck battling with a guy 20 laps. You're like, hey, I don't have a whole lot of time here. I got to get going. So I want to cut you off or make an aggressive move. Whatever I need to do to get you out of my way. We have John Wilco. That was off track there for the 62. Off the nose of the 43. Great recovery there to not back in the field. And really wide up a bunch of cars. Three wide down the front stretch. Wishing up in there in the middle. 76 up top. McConville on the low line. Battle for the lead. Half a lane higher, got a good run down the back. He'll look to the low line. Zach Lindgren got a great run on the bottom. He'll take the lead, clear up But his internet has been the worst part of his race tonight. But he is clear. 73 to go. I expect he'll check out. Nobody has had anything for him tonight. Only about 9 or 10 laps at a time. Like a little timeline chart. Stage 1. About 10 laps takes the lead. And then really has battled back from kind of the offset strategy ever since. Wasn't much of a factor in stage 2 just because he was battling back from the strategy, but now he's back out in front. Took around 70 laps to do it. Kind of the inverse here, Jackson Sims. Back position flip for him at the end of stage 2. He's trying to battle back. He led a portion of this race. Won stage 2. McConville has cleared the 76, now attacks the 67. Looking to the inside here for P2. And honestly, I think he'll get it. He's had a good short to medium run car, but starts to fade a little bit towards the end of these runs. 85 loves to see it, man. He said, battle for second. I'm out here. Don't have anyone pressuring me. I'll just drive away. Henry Brown trying to get to the top 5. Packard still up here, man. He's done a nice job. And this is with the field bunched up, so still maintaining. A lot of single file here until you get about just outside the top 15. Sun has come back out around most of the track. Arnell trying to get there, stick the 55's nose in the door. Madigan trying his climb back up the field, has cracked the top 20. I hate that he got wrecked at the end of stage 2 because he could have been a factor, I feel like. He's just been mired in traffic since then. Caught under pressure from Jordan Smith in the 29. Looking back at the Mustang there. Closing on the entry, loses a good bit there on the exit. Smith will be under pressure. Here comes Jackson Sims and Joshua Chrisman. Trying to hold on. 49 up there sliding a little bit. 46 to his outside. Has cracked the top 5. For the first time tonight. Look at this. Well, 27 spots. Your biggest mover from 32nd starting position. Moynihan, a solid top 15 car. He's up 20 spots. Joseph Madigan plus 12, but he's passed probably 70 cars tonight, it feels like. Passed 2 more right there. Gavin Fitzgerald's up 15 spots. To the inside of the 43, trying to make it 16 at the line. Yes, he does. Kirker back by McConville now. who's got 2 car links on Jeremy Brown. And we are at the the absolute maximum of our fuel window. So you could technically come in, pit, make it to the end, but your tires at the end of 63 laps, they would not appreciate it. So you want to run, honestly, you probably want to run your tires to the end of the fuel run, because then you get a nice, just easy 30-lap sprint. No pressure on them to the end. Realistically, because you could go at about 180 and do 20 laps, but I imagine if we keep running more and more laps, Packer hang on to it. Pitting at 170 does not sound like a bad idea in my mind, especially with how close all of this is. You saw it in real life. Oh my goodness, these cars. Was it Tanner Gray? I think 54. One of the Grays got up there and won the race by pitting a lap or two early, getting the benefit of the fresh tires, running those 2 laps, which best lap overall tonight. By the race leader, 30.42. In his last lap in total clean air, a 31.72, so 1.3 seconds slower. So you get 3 seconds on somebody nearly by pitting 2 laps earlier than them, gaining 3 seconds on the racetrack. Last Saturday, the O'Reilly Series, it was about 4 seconds. You gained 2 seconds a lap. Ultimately, lost Sheldon Creed the race. And with a margin that is only half a second, Walker Thomas comes in 1 lap before, and he could come out the race leader. Guys like Kincott, they pit 3 or 4 laps earlier. They could take the lead of this race, but they're vulnerable at the other end of the run, which is obviously when the points, the trophy, the prize money is handed out. So it's a fine line on when you want to make that final stop. A lot of it is reactive. Somebody will be the first to pull the trigger. Oftentimes that somebody is a caution, not really another driver. A caution comes out with 40 to go. Everyone says, well, that seems like a good time. And they'll just come in and pit, forced by the yellow. Taking a look here, let's just bring this up. Calm down. Just relax. Brad Peters won Daytona. Elliott Henderson, winner at Atlanta. Aiden Kirker, Coda. Phoenix went to Jeremy Brown, our first race. John Wilco, Vegas. Aiden Kirker, first repeat winner at Darlington. Walker Thomas, his teammate, next week at Martinsville. Aiden Kirker, again, 3rd win of the season at Rockingham 2 weeks ago. Jake Miller, in his debut, won last week at Bristol. So 9 races, 6 different winners. Seven, excuse me. But yeah, so I mean, we've had multiple repeat winners, and Lindgren looking to continue that trend. Make it 8 from 10. Unless Walker Thomas or Aiden Kirk or Jeremy Brown. Any one of these 3 would be a repeat winner, but Lindgren has now taken the bull by the horns. Which is impressive, because when you read that list off, right, it's Thomas, it's Kirker, it's Brown. Henderson not having the night I thought he would, down in 16th, right? John Wilco, he's kind of battled the Shadden a little bit. He was up inside the top 29. Race winners kind of all over the place. 29th, 15th, but obviously when you get back up to the front of the field, second, third, fourth, Brad Peters is 20th, so mixed bag here. Lindgren by far the best car tonight. 54 to go. I'd say 20 more laps and you can feel comfortable pitting. Did not, hey, if I pit a lap early and I go 30 laps and the guy next to me goes 29, that's nothing. You're not going to give anything up that way. As a matter of fact, it'd be encouraged. Hey, it's 30 to go. That's not a full run. I'm fully taking advantage of this. So somebody's going to come out a winner with this for sure. Here's Madigan again, up to 11th. 4 seconds back. He is not out of this if he catches a caution. See the race leader from on board here with Wishing. He's in 10th, 3.6 seconds back. He can see the race leader. Again, he pits 2 laps earlier. Appreciate the raid, Affinity fellas. Hope y'all been doing great. Big things over there as always. Keep up the great work. Don't forget where you started, Race Affinity. Check them out for sure. And I honestly, caution, that's exciting, but this race has been naturally exciting enough on its own that we have the strategy potentially at hand, a Conville fence, that we don't need a caution to make the end of this race entertaining. We have the strategy at hand because it's only 0.8 of a second. Walker Thomas takes the initiative, comes into pit. He could be laughing all the way to the bank. Or if the 85's internet mercifully just begs for death, and, there's so many factors here. And then obviously the cautions, the easy, these guys racing so hard, somebody wrecks. Then you bunch everybody back up, you get the big wreck at the front of the field, and it doesn't matter. 49 to go. Somebody will come in soon. If you're sitting here, hey, I'm Brad Peters, I'm stuck in 20th. Qualified 4th. You don't have a whole lot to lose. Now take a shot, try and get back into this grouping in front of you. Just my thought. Or if you're Jared Wishing, you're at the tail end of this top 10, you see 5 cars directly in front of you. You pit a lap there. You got absolutely nothing to do whatsoever. Spencer Owen, the same thing. You jump yourself into the top 10. Right where he started, then take a look at this. After 153, now 54, he's right where he started. Moynihan is 15 spots into the top 20. Fitzgerald plus 17. Jeremy Brown plus 29, 1.5 seconds back. Than the leaders last time by. The score on the track last lap was Jackson Sims. Coming back to him on the long run as it usually does. You can see the race at 1.7 seconds separate your top 4. Top 5, 3 seconds even. That's about 2 laps early. King Cott, does he roll the dice? high as he's run right here, P5. He's coming on good here. There goes Rich Jetta lap down. He was on the podium last week, but haven't seen him start his normal. All right, stage 3, I'm going to gain 16 spots. 33rd, so wild for him, back to back. Sims, I think, got into the 46 there, moved him up the hill. He says, I am the fastest car on the racetrack right now. He's battling. Did not lose any time to the leader here. Went dead even with him, and that's with moving a car out the way. So Jackson Sims is going to be a factor here late. He's clear through to 3rd. .6 and closing. 42 to go this time by. Anyone in the top 4 could win it. Chet, the first car, 1 lap down. Brandon Muir not going to have that opportunity to get his lap back as it stands. Cameron Chandler, Matt Mack, and Jeff Carson, Ronson Brockman out of the race. We sent 6 people home tonight, the NQs. We're going to get another full field for the NSRL Monday Night NASCAR. Teammates of Paul Balco, 99 leads the 96. On the high side, Wilco trying to get in the mix. Jeremy Pienta right there. And I wonder, like a Mike McCon was a good example. So you're quicker than everyone else behind you. You've been in the top 10 really the entirety of the night, minus an off-sequence pit stop. Had that slight bobble there, lost a handful of spots. Keith Black in, 40 to go. Like I said, didn't have a whole lot to lose there. Jordan Smith slow off of 2, going to get split with himself and Jared Wishin. But a guy like McConville, who had a slight slide, lost a lot of time, he doesn't have anything to lose because no one behind him is going to catch him if he pits early, especially. 4 tires for Keith Black. He'll be the fastest man on the racetrack, down and away. He got the 4 tires, but he's not going. Must have sped on pit road on the entry or a commitment line violation. That'll ruin his race here. Can't make a mistake with 40 to go on pit entry. That'll undo everything. But if you're McConville, Wishin, Kirker, I mean you're the guys behind you aren't going to catch you. So why not take a big swing at it? Jackson Sims was clear through to P2, got around Walker Thomas, 1.2 in closing, a 10th and a half quicker last lap than your race leader. .37 to go. The cat and mouse here. When does somebody elect to pit? He's Black. It was a 40-second penalty. .1 between the top 2. Still think anyone in the top 4 could win it if they get the strategy right. It's only 2.2 seconds separating them. Kingcott a little bit further back, but Madigan's now here, 3.4. Madigan, I think, is somebody that should roll the dice, because you look at this timeline. I mean, this is ridiculous. Just go for broke, man. It's your debut. You're not really racing for points or anything. Just go for it. You have the phenomenal speed. inside of a second now between the top two. And it's going to be Jeremy Brown from P4. He was right at that margin. That's beautiful. That is well executed. Being the first one in. Stopped a little short in his box, though. We'll lose time from that. And I think if you're lingering, you have to pit this lap because you're losing time to Jackson Sims anyways. I think you come in this lap. Let's see. Not going to. Nobody is. Interesting. Jeremy Brown might have it here. Might hit. I think he'll have the lead. As long as he can get off the pit road good. I mean, he's all the way down to 31st. That's how close this field is, nose to tail. Last car in the lead lap just like that. Gotta be good on the out lap. Just gotta go. No pitting yet. With a lot of these guys. Nobody besides Jeremy Brown has pulled the trigger. He's going to go for it. 15.3 second pit stop on pit lane for 44.03 seconds. We'll see how that compares to the guys around him. Pitted from P4. His last lap is a 47.32 on the out lap. John Wilco, a pit road speeding penalty. Chris Claude going to kick off the sequence. So here I mean, it's well underway now. We've had 4 guys come in. This first lap for Jeremy Brown will be... Nobody else is pitted from the lead. Here comes Sylvain Joly from right around the top 15. First lap on the new tires for Brown. 30.96. 32.2. So Jeremy Brown should be the leader of this race. Because they're still running. Jackson Sims is closing in even further. How do you not pull the trigger for any of these other guys? I'm shocked. They're going to let Jeremy Brown... He's going to take the lead. We'll see if he holds it. Now, the thing he can't have happen is a caution. And that, I mean, we have to say it because that's the race right now. He has to work through traffic. I mean, look how much quicker he is. Careful of cars pitting. It's Brandon Muir coming in. Sims is there. 2 car lengths. He has reeled him in. Jeremy Brown up to 29th. Crossing the start-finish line. Just getting around everybody. I mean... They're just going to let him be miles ahead, and they're going to have to run him back down with about 25 laps to go. Especially if these guys start battling here at the end of there, and that's going to slow them down even further. We'll see how much of a battle it is, but Sims to the inside. McConville sliding through the infield grass. See if that pops a caution. But Jeremy Brown cannot have. 28th quickest, still not back on the lead lap yet. And here comes Zach Lindgren. Sim's going to keep going. So the first of, well, not Jeremy Brown, the first year leaders, and now guys behind, leaders in. Going to bring a host of others. I think if you're Sims, you want to respond on this lap. You have a healthy margin. I mean, you guys have just absolutely cleared everybody else. Here comes Jeremy Brown. Working through 3 and 4. And here's Lindgren. 4 tires on. He's down and away. Here comes Jeremy Brown. Right past. He'll be seconds ahead. At least 4. Probably 5.5. Yep. 6 seconds on Lindgren. With 10 lap older tires, it's going to be close. Thomas is in. Chris Crispin is in, but Sims is going to give up even more time, as is Joseph Madigan. They're going to give up even more time to Jeremy Brown, P20, and there he is. He'll unlap himself naturally, flying through the field. Lindgren was 5.9 back, and he'll start the chase. Sims now in. Madigan in. Wishing gonna stay out, lead this race. Again, if you go long, catch a caution, then it swings back in your favor. So if there's two ways to do it. You could be very aggressive going early. You could be very aggressive going late. You could go another 5, 6 laps, maybe 7. Steve Herring has completely misjudged pit road through the grass. Jeremy Brown to 16th. And past a host of others. Jackson Sims leaving pit road. There goes Jeremy Brown. He'll be seconds ahead. And here comes Lindgren through on Jackson Sims. You'll see that purple car right there. Sims has given up at least 2 seconds. Boruff through the grass. Guys are misjudging pit road big time right now. Ground back to P6. Lindgren 3.8 back. 24 to go. About 6/10 quicker. He will get there. So I think Lindgren timed it well. Sims 5 seconds back with even fresher tires. 1.8 behind Lindgren. McConville's going to clutch it here. Is he trying to save? I don't know that there's any way he could save. He's coming in. Didn't think so. Pienta coming in. Yarnell next up. Jeremy Brown catching him in a hurry as he comes in. 2.4 ahead of Lindgren. Another 6:10, so we'll be there in about 4 laps. Can Jackson Sims catch Lindgren, though? 0.7 separate those two. Freshest tires, take a look at the top 15. The Aiden Kirker and Jared Wishing. Kirker back in P5, 10 seconds back, 8 seconds off of Lindgren, not a factor. 1.7 now. Jeremy Brown, I think, steals a podium, but he goes from 4th to 3rd. The fall off is just so great. He pitted, obviously, take a look here, bring it back up. Even the 8-lap difference there. It's just, I mean, it's the opposite effect right at the end of this race. So he's hoping that Lindgren's tires fall off here. It's 8 laps. Chaos further back to the field. Brad Peters undercut a bunch of people, pitted at lap 171. He came in a little early. Got a bunch of spots, as did Sylvain Joly. They used the undercut to their advantage as well. Conville now, obviously, with the fresh tires. Freshest tires in the field, outside of the top 15, but he's 28 seconds back. And here is the battle for the lead. We'll see how hard he fights it with 8-lap older tires. Lindgren's going to have to clear now, or else fall victim to Jackson Sims. 18 to go, and Lindgren will just hold it there on the bottom. Not quite able to clear. Gets to the inside. The 57 on the fresh tires as well in the mix. And Sims gets about a 3/10 advantage on this lap. Jeremy Brown, though, should finish on the podium. So he steals a spot there, I think, permanently. See the tire difference because it's 10 laps between the 26 and the 46, so an even bigger deficit there. Jeremy Brown did try, got it to with 18 laps to go. Not a bad shout there. Puts himself on the podium. Biggest mover tonight. Gap half a second now. Races on between the top two. Look at the 57. He's challenging here, trying to get himself back on the lead lap. He's got much fresher tires, 5 laps, so you see that make a huge difference. And that's going to hold up the race leader, but that's the way it goes. G7 wants to be on the lead lap, gets, caution comes out. Doesn't want to restart the tail end of the field, and that's going to hold up Lindgren even more. Here we go. 15 laps to go. Sims is right there. This has been the battle. Two-lap fresher tires, though, for Sims. I don't know if Lindgren can hold on. And just like that, Sims with the power move. Looking for a first-time winner this season for him. And he's pulling away. 3/10 power move right there. 14 laps to go for Sims. Elliott Henderson timed his pit stop right. He moved up about 4 spots. Ball completes the pass on Packard. Aaron Mack, fresher tires than Chris Claude, looking to complete the move into turn number 1. There's Keith Black, a little bit off cycle with his penalty. Jackson Sims has checked out. 7/10 of a second. Guys on fresh tires catching him a little bit. Doesn't have to race him too hard. No need to worry. Just let him on by. He is moving 8/10 of a second. Sims has come alive in the final 2 stages. 12 to go. Brown comfortably on the podium. 5 seconds. Being caught under some pressure. He's had a nice recovery. He was down and out a little bit after his repairs towards the end of stage 2, but takes advantage of a good pit stop. No, Kirker just got by him, but solid night for the 82. Looking maybe at worst a 6th. Conville, he pitted at 178, fresher than everybody. He's gained 5 seconds on the race leader, but 10 laps to go. He'll get Packard, sail on by 17th. Mertens is 4 seconds up the road, nearly 5. So Conville left it very, very late, and I don't think he's going to reap the rewards of anything. Left it too late, lost too much time to the guys in front. Brad Peters, Claude Furland have both made big gains back in stage 3. Peters especially was down near the 5th at one point. And Furland, here comes Henderson, says thank you very much, and Gavin Fitzgerald shoots the gap. Kirker and Crispin going at it. Gap out front, 1.5. With 9 laps to go. 76 into the fence there a little bit. Crispin goes clear. Getting caught back into the mix. Here comes Wishing. 8 to go. Lap traffic all over the place now, but being fairly respectful of the leaders. Battling all the way down for 29th as Darnell, Rich Jet go at it. Walker Thomas in all of that pit road penalty down to 26th. And what derailed a solid night for the 67 machine. Joseph Madigan looks like a penalty there on his stop as well for the 66 machine. Clean up some of the inconsistencies, and he'll have a solid future in this league. Five laps to go. Sims 1.7 out in front, only needs to get to the white. It's comfortable out in front. There's Lingard in the background. No pressure for the podium spots. Crispin starting to pull away a little bit from Wishin, who's under pressure from the 76 still, as we try to sort out these final positions. Evan Fitzgerald plus 23 to crack into the top 10. Henderson took him a long time, but he's in the top 10 tonight to salvage some good points. This is as high as he's run, just about. Good time to do that at the end. And 2 cars run on the lead lap. Don't know who has tires. Look at the slide job there from LaFrenne battling for 18th. They're going at it still late in the going. Aaron Max sliding there out of turn number 4. There's Claude got himself a top 25 if he can hang on, but Walker Thomas obviously just so off sequence. Claude though, plus 9 on the night. Made use of his pit stop there to leapfrog some guys. 1.8 out in front, coming to 2 laps to go for Jackson Sims. Stage 2 winner. Slightly off sequence by doing that. And as low as 14th, worked his way up. And just had the outright long run speed. We have not had a caution since very early in stage 3. Didn't lead the majority of this race, but closed when it mattered. Coming to the final pit stop and got some bonus points in stage 2. So white flag, race is official. 2 seconds out in front. Long run pace. 26 machine had it. 3 and 4 for the final time. And another new winner. We have 10 races run, 8 different winners, championships all over the place. But tonight, it's all about Jackson Sims, your winner of the Kansas Lottery 300. Lindgren P2, Brown rounds out the podium. Good call from him. Crispin P4, Wishin 5, Kirker, Kingcott, Smith, Henderson, Fitzgerald, Burland 11th. We got positions changing all the way to the line. 3 wide at the line. I think give it to Mertens Jolie Moynihan. Brock Packard slideways across the line. Nick Hansen, your last car on the lead lap in 21st. And how about that? Representing the great state of Georgia while he does it. Oh, he backed it into the fence. Oh, he crushed the left rear. Oh, no. Chad Knaus on top of the pit box. The whole win is in doubt. No wonder he had the long run speed. What a win, though. And he's not even. I guess he took his picture. He's ready to go. Let's see here. Let's get ready to wrap all this up. A phenomenal race. 6 cautions, 2 were the stage. I mean, that was another fantastic job by the NSRL guys. Your podium finishers up here on the board. Just waiting on your race winner. Then we'll get everyone going. And there he is.
Thank you.
Here with your race winner tonight, Jackson Sims, another first-time winner this season, 8 from 10. And just the outright long-run pace. We had very few cautions in Stage 3, and just towards the end of that run, coming to the final pit stop, you just, had a little something else that nobody else had tonight.
Yeah, it was this was a really fun track, the way you could save rear tire and kind of drive back up through the field. You really can't do that very many places. That was fun. I had a lot of fun. But yeah, it was a good race. The stage flipping at stage 2 kind of made it a little interesting. I didn't know how the car was going to drive when I got back in traffic, but just was slow and steady getting back up there.
Yeah, I ended up winning Stage 2. I was able to flip that and get the stage win as well, so good night points-wise, obviously. Qualified 9th, so not, it's like, okay, just minding the man. I mean, it was a hornet's nest out there for pretty much the entire night. Guys were all over the place battling. And then you get back in traffic there a little bit. I think we run, 80-something laps to the end, I think it was. So using that long run pace to get back up there, definitely super impressive tonight.
Yeah, like I said, it was really fun driving back up through the field with a long run speed. Definitely picked the setup that I knew would work long run. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun racing Jeremy and Zach and all those other guys with the pit strategy. It was really like a mind pit. So a fun night.
Absolutely having to nail that final green flag pit stop as well. Definitely a fun one. So congratulations on the win, and we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Yeah, thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast and everybody watching back home and my Spectrum teammates.
Congratulations again. We'll see you next week at Talladega.
Thank you. See you.
Here with your runner-up tonight, Zach Lindgren in the 85 machine. Started second, finished second, but what could have been if this was 150 laps or something. The dominant car for a lot of the night. Stage 1 going away. A little bit of strategy there in stage 2. And eventually getting back to the lead there. We had that super long run in stage 3, and it kind of comes down to that, the longest run of the night, the green flag pit stop. Just walk me through that a little bit.
Yeah, through the first part of the first stage and the second stage, it was just a matter of trying to fill out the car. PRS provided us with some pretty good setups this week, so it was just a matter of picking which one that we really wanted to run. And I kind of went with the looser type, and so I didn't know how that was going to be for the race. We had practiced all week, but I just didn't know how it was going to be for the race. So stage 1, stage 2 was just kind of that, feeling how it was around cars, in front, behind, all that fun stuff. And then in the second run, everything was going well. Everything was going great. It felt like I could kind of move the car everywhere and make passes wherever I needed to. And just as soon as the sun went down, the lights turned on, the car went just very, very tight and Jackson just had a blazing fast car all night long. So uh, it, it suited him perfectly, it seemed like, and he was just able to drive on by right there at the end. So it stings knowing that we had a race winning car, but at the same time, considering the fact of the last few weeks of us not finishing all the most decent, I'll take a solid points night with stages and a second place finish.
Absolutely not a bad night at the office. But that's interesting, right? Like, we had such a long run, right? We go from, late afternoon to dusk, and the cart, that's pretty cool stuff. That
Yeah, 1,000%. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just like you're saying. It's really really cool to that the car changes with the track changes with the temperature, and everything else combined. It's a really cool part of it that that forces us to stay on top of it, and it's really cool. It bit me tonight, but at the same time, I can't be too mad at it. It's a really cool feature to have that we're constantly fighting a loose track, and then once it gets dark, we're fighting a tight track or tight car, loose car, whatever kind of adjustments you made all throughout the night, and then again you're fighting both the car, the track, and everyone around you. So it is honestly a really cool feature. And that long run, I didn't think we were gonna have it. The last few weeks, every time we'd have a long run coming towards the end with about 15 to go, we'd have a caution. So I wasn't putting all my eggs in that basket just yet, but as soon as we got to about 5 to go, I was like, well, I guess we're not gonna have that caution.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, and even that, like, that's an element too. We're getting that green flag pissed off. You're like, okay, what's my team doing? What am I doing? When are we coming in? Can't get a penalty on the entry, the exit. Like, do I want to overcut, undercut? I mean, there's so many things that played out at the end of this race. Made for a great one. Ended up with a great finish. Good stage win. So a solid result. So congratulations, and we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, just give a shout out to RMEF, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, for being on the car this week. Circle B Diecast and NASCAR Diecast fans for constantly supporting me through and through. Elite Motorsports for sticking by me again through thick and thin. We had some internet issues at the beginning of the race tonight. It looked like it solved itself through that long green flag run. So I got to give kudos to my teammates for kind of keeping me calm in that whole windy mix of uncertainty. So a huge shout out to them. A huge shout out to Premier Racing Setups, PRS, for the just blazing fast car that we had all night long. I just can't thank them enough for what we had tonight. You up here in the booth doing what you doing. There's a million things I guess you could be doing on a Monday night, but you decided to dedicate your time to the league. So we very much appreciate that. The league admins for putting on this great league. It's so much fun to race here. And that's all I got for right now, buddy.
Absolutely. Congratulations. We'll see you next week at Talladega.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
With your third place finisher tonight, Jeremy Brown, the biggest mover. The night started off with us watching him nearly loop it off turn 2, second lap of qualifying. Ends with him in the podium interview, so not a bad night from start to finish. A great race overall, just cutting your way up through the field tonight.
Yeah, I kind of felt like Ryan Blaney because I probably passed the most cars because I started in the rear, drove all the way almost to the front, got crammed in the wall, had to fix the damage, started from the rear again. Every time I pitted, I lost positions on pit road, so I had this pit crew too. And so I don't know how many cars I passed tonight, but it was a ton, and it was really hard to pass tonight, especially in those first 20 laps. So I'm wish we had better track position. Maybe we could have won the race, but Mr. Sims, he had it dialed in that last run. I don't know that anybody could touch him the way he blew by us there at the end. So, and hats off to him. He must have made a really good adjustment on that. Well, I don't know, maybe going into stage 3 because he was really fast in stage 3 and then just blew our doors off after the pit stop. So
I know when talking to Lindgren, he said like once the track got a little bit darker, the shade came out. It affected his car in a negative way. So I wonder if Sims set his up for the evening run to the finish. But whatever he did, yeah, it worked out. You were leading within 20 to go. You actually, I think, had an interesting strategy. You were one of the first guys inside the top 10 to come in and pit. You were kind of just minding your business there in P4. Do a little bit of an undercut. You're leading. laps and 20 to go. Obviously, Sims and Lindgren have the fresher tires at the end, and they get back by you. But nevertheless, it kind of leapfrogs you onto the podium. So a net
Yeah,
positive.
yeah. I was really hoping that they would come within a lap or two. I would drag them down pit road. That way, all I would do is get just in front of them. But I think they ran another 8 laps or so. And then I was thinking, well, maybe I'll have a big enough lead, but it just wasn't. They were half to 3/4 of a second at the beginning part of the run. Now at the end of the run, we were running the same speeds again, but by that time they had passed me and were 3 seconds in front of me. But it wasn't that gain. I think maybe Walker had trouble getting on the pit road. I jumped him in that cycle. But yeah, overall it was a net gain.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on the podium and the biggest mover, and we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Alrighty, thank you. Yeah, I would all the guys over at Elite Motorsports, we do a lot of practicing, and they work really hard to on this league right here, and we kind of feed off of each other, make everybody better. So I can't ask for a better team, and that can only help us coming on next week, where teammates are paramount at a restrictor plate track, and also Elite Designs, who's on the car or makes the car, or either own it every week, and that's about it. And y'all do a great job. I hope we can come up with something to keep y'all around for the rest of the year. We'll have to work on that, but y'all do a great job week in and week out. It's nice to go back and watch the outcome of the race from an outside perspective.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate the kind words, and obviously, yeah, the great racing and everyone that goes into it. Looking forward to Talladega next week. I know we got some pretty big teams, so gonna be exciting next week. So look forward to that, and we'll see you there.
Alrighty, man. Have a good week.
You too. Should be fun. Yeah. So we're off tomorrow night. Trucks don't run. And then we're back next Monday night. Talladega doesn't really need to say anything else. No introduction, no analysis needed. It's Talladega. Ultimate wild card. So everyone's going to be going for it, I'm sure. Qualifying is going to be interesting. Single car qualifying, it's going to be within thousandths of a second if you make the show or not. So going to be an interesting one. Go ahead and show the results page here, not from qualifying, but from our race. Jackson Sims, 34 laps led tonight. 2 seconds over Lindgren, 5.7 over Jeremy Brown, who was your biggest mover. Lindgren led half the race, but has to settle for P2. Car got away from him just a little bit once the sun went down. Mike McConville on the pole. Tonight does not finish in the top 10. He'll want this race back a little bit. 7 different leaders, 11 lead changes, 6 cautions, 2 being the stage. Fastest lap went to Walker Thomas. Pit road penalty undid his race late. And finished it in 200 laps, regulation, 305 miles. You look through the rest of your race results. Nick Hansen, final car on the lead lap. And for Ross Brockman, never really got out of the starting gates, nor did Jeff Carson, Matt Macken, or Cameron Chandler. But other than that, it was pretty darn clean tonight. And to send 6 people home, hope to see them at Talladega fighting for a spot at probably what will be by far the most entertaining race on our schedule, and we'll see what we have for that. We're only scheduled up to Talladega, so we'll see if they if they can. I'd be fine with it. They do a good job. Races are insanely cool. So, but that's it from us. We'll see you next Monday night, Talladega. Y'all take care. Have a great week.